Yes, y'all. We done changed up our music, our startup music, everything new. Yes. Lord, thank you. Another good day. You all are listening. We listen to WFTB 104.1 FM, Tab Nashville Gospel Radio. We're in the building again. Monica, how are you doing? It's good to see you. You're off work again. It's good to have you in the place today. How are you doing today, young lady?
I'm good, sir.
Okay.
Good to see you again.
You know how it is when you've been at work all day. I'm just excited. I'm
I know you
excited
miss me. I
about
know you miss me.
today's show. I'm so excited about today's show.
Adorable.
First show of the year, y'all, when we
Yes.
have our first guest. And y'all, God gave
are
us a
excited.
special guest today, you all. We are excited to bring some great information this year. I see we have a lot more listeners listening in tonight. Y'all, I'm excited for the listeners
Yes.
that have come in. Also been recorded as Sacrificial Conversations podcast. We are excited about that. Please go out there and subscribe to that as well. But tonight, Monica, I'm going to let you do the introductions on tonight. Also, TikTok family want to say hello to you all.
Hello.
But Monica, we're gonna let you do the introduction
You're
on
gonna let me
tonight.
do the introduction.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Well, this lady resume is long. Tonight we have Councilwoman Joy Stiles, Nashville Metro Council District 32.
Yes.
She is a prominent councilwoman representing Nashville Metro Council District 32. She has a diverse background in leadership.
Representing Antioch.
Yes. Woo woo. That's what we
Amazing
live.
Antioch.
I was
Yes.
gonna throw that in there now, y'all, because she's representing. And y'all, hold on. Since she went there, we gonna go there now. I'm trying to get you out here, but you're gonna make the conversation a little bit longer when you keep jumping in like that and throwing that in there. No, but y'all listen. We saw her at one of the new locations. Our first watch over there, and what is that called? It's called the
Century Farms.
Central Farms. Okay.
Man, nice area that they're building up.
You all first thing that came was the outlet mall over there. You all the Tangler Outlet Mall.
Right.
We-
First,
That is correct.
We were excited when that thing
Yes.
actually
Oh, my
got built
goodness.
over there. We got so excited. We was like, that is going to bring something to this neighborhood that was missing. Because see, we've been in Antioch for a long time.
Yeah, we was here when Hickory Hollow Mall was there.
Yes, we go back to Hickory Hollow. We
Yes.
back then when Hickory Hollow was booming. I'm talking about the economy back then. The mall every weekend it was jam packed. The food court stayed packed. It was an
Yes.
amazing thing, and I see that thing happening again in our neighborhood, and I am so excited. So, Miss Styles, we're gonna let you talk. We're gonna let you talk a lot.
'cause we got a lot to
wanna-
cover.
Yes, but were you through introducing?
Now I
her
got a
mother?
long resume, so we're gonna because her thing is long, so it's all this.
Okay.
So we're gonna let Ms. Styles, Councilwoman Styles, jump in because we got some things to cover, and she's gonna give us some good stuff about Antioch, what's coming.
Oh, there's so many good things about Antioch. I mean, Antioch is amazing.
So-
we are amazing Antiochians.
Do you want to talk about yourself a little bit first, or do you want? Because we want you to just give us a little bit about yourself, real quick, and what made you actually want to be in this field that you're in.
It was a God bamboozle. I mean,
Wow.
just to be perfectly honest, I came down here. I was a country singer. I'm one of the first Black female country singers. Yeah, that's why I moved to Nashville.
Wow, we
lived
both.
in Manhattan.
What?
Wow.
I moved here from New York City. I was an actress in New York City, and I'm old enough that in order to do country music, you had to live here. This is before streaming and all of that good stuff. And so I said, I want to do it. I want to be a songwriter and recording artist. I'm coming down. So that was in 2006. I can't believe that I'm here 20 years this year. I thought I'd be here for maybe 3.
Wow.
And through that whole journey, God got me down here on that. Then we had the recession. Then they weren't signing female artists. Then I finally got my deal. And right after I got my deal and I got my single, he shut all those doors. And I was like, are you kidding me? And I was big mad. And the setup was really, my single came out in 2014. that was also when I started my ministers in training course through Mount Zion. And so got my ministry license in 2017. I left the business in 2015 because, it's the business and only one of us could be number one. And I was being watched by a bigger label and they had somebody that they were about to drop. And then I dropped my single and it was well received and they kept the person and put them out. And you don't know what I'm talking about because it wasn't a great move. So during that time, built my house. I joined the HOA, became the HOA president. And then I realized I was like, this district and my neighborhood have the same problems. Lack of leadership, poor communication, need for transparency, need for beautification. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to run to be the council person. I've never wanted to be in any politics of any kind.
Wow.
Ever.
Look at God.
So this is 2019 and I ran and I won.
Wow.
And I was running against someone that had served before in another capacity. And people were like, I don't know if you're going to be able to beat them because people know their name and they've already. And I was like, yeah, okay. And I just ran and I just stayed focused. And then I won my second term in 2023, unopposed. First person for my district to ever do that.
Wow.
So it's an honor to serve the people of Antioch because we really need vision, right? Because where there's no vision, the people perish.
Wow.
Yes.
And you think about all the time that we had where we had so much drama out here. And whether it was incidents at the mall, just lawlessness and foolishness and lack of investment from the city as well as outside developers. When I ran, I could see what this area used to be. And I didn't live here when it was the heyday of Hickory Hollow.
Oh, okay.
But I could see how it was designed. It was designed to be a suburb. It was designed to be a bedroom community. You can see that investment originally was made in this area. It's just a matter of bringing people back. But in order to do that, people have to want to work with you. Also something that was missing previously. So if you're difficult to work with, nobody wants to work with you. And then the things that your community needs, they don't get. Then they assume why they don't have them is because everybody hates us. No, it might just be the person talking is who nobody wants to work with.
Wow.
And so I spent a lot of time last term really letting developers know, like, this is a great area. Come back. You're not going to get screamed at in a community meeting. We're going to listen to you. If we like your plan, we'll like it. If we don't, we don't. But it doesn't have to be combative. Also something I saw a lot of. And so it's been really great. Everyone I've worked with, they've been decent people. For me, it's important. It's not just the project. It's who's shepherding it. Because you want to work with people that you know are going to keep their word.
Right.
Because that's another thing that we had previously. People would say, oh, we're going to do a great job. And then they'd buy the cheapest materials, build you the cheapest thing they possibly could. And you go look at a project that they built in another part of town. Say, well, that's not what you just built us. Right. And so I think there's definitely accountability that we have. Like I tell developers outright, this is what we need. This is what the community says they want. And so you aren't coming to Antioch to remake us. You're coming to Antioch to see how you fit with what we've got. That's different. That's marrying the old with the new. So, people want to do openings or have conversations. They want to give back to, area nonprofits. So I talk to them about that and say, hey, here are some nonprofits that are really active and could use some assistance.
Wow. Okay. So Tangler, how long did it, I guess, was it in the works a long time, or do you think that happened pretty quickly?
So when I came in 2019, there were still trees on the property. And so started cutting things down, I actually have some stones from a fence, a wall that was built by slaves on that property.
What?
So Quantichek, who knows a lot of the history out here in Cane Ridge, told me about it, and I went with the developers and got some of those to be able to say, hey, we should use this in the future to be able to mark what this represents on this particular site.
Wow.
So the developers are Old Acre McDonald. They developed Nashville West, right, off of Charlotte. And they've been great to work with, and I've been able to come to them and say, hey, can we get this store? We need a full service hotel. And they didn't believe it could happen. Initially, I was like, I'm telling you, it's going to come. Getting Tanger done, it was a lot. They had a time frame they wanted to work with. So from the beginning, when they came to the table, this is the flagship for Tangers across the country now. This outdoor open air brick and glass, and not the, stucco, the beige stucco of Tangers of the past. So this is the new model.
Yeah.
We are the first. We are the flagship.
Okay, Antioch.
So there's a lot of great things here. And so keeping Tanger on track. So they opened in the fall of 22, which is what they wanted. And we got it done. So it's been really great. Had a couple of hiccups. But other than that, it's been smooth sailing. If you went over there last month, it was bananas.
Yeah.
For the holiday.
For the holiday, it was amazing. So, since we're on the Tanger Mall, what are some of the things that Tanger? I am so sorry. So
okay.
Let's definitely talk about what some of the other ideas that we have to keep that thing thriving and going to the next level. Because with outlet malls and stuff, they could get low access and people certain times of the year it'll boom. But what are some of the other things that's going to be actually coming around that we all know about? The Pop golf spot, me and Monica actually went, and it was actually a nice place. We enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah,
we said we was gonna go out and just explore the new things over here, to say we paid into and we want to be a part of it. So is there something else bigger coming over there that we can be excited about just in that area? I know about something that's coming to the over here in the what's the area we call
Chinatown?
Chinatown area. Yes. This. So let's talk about the Tangler area first, and then go over to that area next.
So that whole area is called Century Farms. Tanger is in Century Farms. So Century Farms is 330 acres, that entire project. So you've got currently 3 apartment complexes that are market rate. Now that was a new thing for Antioch. We didn't have market rate. So brand new with the resort style amenities and all that good stuff. There's a town center that we're building behind the Pottery Barn. So that open gravel lot that you see back there is actually going to be a town center. It's going to have a hotel. It's going to have condos. It's going to have elevated dining and retail. And then we'll have 2 acres that are open that will have some fire pits and chairs. And there'll be a kind of an outdoor little cafe that you can get drinks so you can sit and relax, be able to walk around and do shopping once that is complete. And then there's more retail that's coming on that site that I cannot reference, but everyone's going to be very happy. As you know, Pop Stroke, I get In-N-Out, Whataburger, Texas Roadhouse is going to be opening soon. So we're becoming a live, work, play community, which is what we were always intended to be. So between Century Farms, what we're going to be doing on the Starwood site, and then ultimately what's going to happen on the Hickory Hollow site. And we don't have to go anywhere. We get to choose to go places.
We can be like the Murfreesboros and the Smyrnas. Okay. So right across the street from First Watch, that is a hotel there, right? Okay.
That is our first full service hotel that they said they didn't think would happen. And I said, just wait for it. Keep asking people.
So you say full service.
Full service means it has a restaurant. It has additional amenities. You go to the Hampton Inn, you have maybe one of those little shops down in the front where you can microwave something, but they don't have restaurants. They don't have bars. Drury has that. It's going to have a pool. It's going to have 7 stories, bar, restaurant. It's going to be one of their more elevated sites intentionally. So it's going to be great.
So were you the person that helped pick? Because I know, because In-N-Out is big. Young people love the In-N-Out. And then the pop stroke, that's something different that I haven't seen anywhere. So we've got
it's out of Florida.
Okay.
It's Tiger Woods.
Okay. So we got
his
different
concept.
things. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, Antioch is stepping it up. But
Yes, that's on purpose. So I have conversations with the developers to say, here are the things that we need. Can we look in this category and make some requests of people? So they asked me, hey, we just found this thing called Pop Stroke. What do you think about it? And I was like, it's perfect. We need entertainment. People are always complaining there are not enough things to do with their kids.
Right.
Now you have something you can take your kids to.
Absolutely. Goodness.
Also looking to do something else for kids on the site. Maybe one of those jump park situations. So trying to work that out now.
Okay.
So we know history-wise, tell us. I'm just talking about Antioch history. What was good for Antioch? What are some of the things that was good that you're going to pick or use from the history that we had that was good for Antioch that you're going to incorporate into today's what you're building now? Is there anything that we had besides?
No, I would say you're talking about experiences that you're having now that you had before. So when you went to the mall, you went to the food court, the Texarkana was close by, you had big box stores. You could do, shopping at the mall, but additional shopping in the area. That's the goal. Right, you go to Tanger and you think you're just gonna go to the Ralph Lauren store, but then you end up over the Croc store, or you got to stop and go to Prince's. Then you're at Ulta, so you go for one thing and you stay for a longer period of time. And so that's the goal. That's how the community was designed to do that. Bring people in, keep you there for hours. And so you have that now on Century Farms. Then you're gonna have it also at the Starwood site, and then again, getting the mall done, you'll have it over there. And so you have 3 different opportunities that are here in Antioch. I really consider us the second urban core of the city. If you think about it, you've got
huge.
Bell Road as your main corridor, your ability to get onto 24, having the mall site there, but now you've got the 330 acres for Century Farms, and then you've got the 65 acres of Starwood. Then in between there, you've got the 600-acre new park we've got, which is Mill Ridge Park, which is doing lots of programming. And we get to live, play where we are. If we don't want to go anywhere on Saturday, we don't have to. So part of Starwood, I've asked for a performance venue, because we don't have any performance venues in Antioch. So we'll have a performance venue that'll hold between 200 and 300 people within that space, but outside the space itself will be a sports bar, and then there'll be rehearsal space upstairs, so artists will be able to rehearse here in Antioch and not have to drive downtown to rehearse.
Girl, you are.
I'm trying to turn us into an arts and innovation district. I want us to be ground zero for artists.
Now, I'm loving all this, and I want to get back to that. But real quick, what is the diversity ratio here in our Antioch area?
We are the most diverse part of this city.
Come on,
I say that we're the New York of Nashville out here. You are talking Egyptian, Bhutanese, Chinese, Hispanic, Black, Caucasian. You've got Guatemalan, Honduran, Ethiopian, you name it. It's out here in Antioch and the Southeast.
And that is an amazing thing to say. And the reason why I say that, because you're saying that we're the second, maybe the second biggest, economical, driver of Nashville, Tennessee. That is huge.
You think about it. Tanger by itself is pulling in millions. Now you're going to have Pop Stroke. They're going to be pulling in millions a year, not to mention the other entities that are coming to the site. So we're going to be giving a lot back to the city in a way that other parts of town are not.
Wow.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is so beautiful that it's almost
and we all get to benefit from it while we live here.
That's what it's so I'm gonna talk about crime. What is the crime rate in in Antioch area? What is the crime rate here now?
Well, I'm glad you asked me.
Yes, I had to go there.
So here's the reality. We went way down underneath the sewer in this area for several years. It was a real problem. We are clearly on the upswing. We are on our way, shooting into the trajectory. Having Century Farms really has kicked off a different dedication to law enforcement, right? So when I was talking to Tanger about grand opening, and I was saying, I'm so excited that you're coming here, but you're really going to have to come in and really like put your foot down about what you'll stand for and what you won't, because people are excited and people are already plotting to shoplift that weekend. And there's actually a dedicated Facebook group for selling stolen goods. So they were chatting about it on that Facebook page. And it took the second break-in for me to convince Tanger, we don't have enough police. This is a very popular location. Please hire secondary employment. So the secondary employment are officers that are off duty but are able to still work. So they'll come, they'll be in a Metro car, and they can still, it's like overtime. It's one of overtime.
Okay.
And they can arrest on the spot. So now when you come, it's not an overwhelming police presence. When you come, you see a couple of Metro cars, which means that security doesn't have to try and apprehend someone. Metro can apprehend and arrest in that exact moment.
Okay.
So that sends a message. There's also license plate readers on the site, which work and are phenomenal. And if you stole a car and you drive on property, you're getting caught, because the license plate reader is sending a message to say, hey, you got a stolen tag that just rolled through the license plate reader.
Yeah.
And so I'm appreciative for them for putting that on the site, because that's also a deterrent. No one who's a criminal wants to go buy a license plate reader. And so that's going to keep them away from the site, because we have that. So then that helps other businesses say, okay, well, maybe I need to make this investment. I need to beef up my security. We have a new precinct now. Our precinct commander is amazing.
Yes,
Carlos Lara.
Okay.
Astounding. He is not here for any shenanigan. So we did a cleanup last month. If you remember, there were several homeless people underneath the overpass. It looked really bad. It had like shopping carts filled with trash.
Yes.
So I was getting a lot of complaints because that was a new group of people that we hadn't had in the area before. And so I coordinated with the Office of Homeless Services and MMPD and TDOT to clear the area out. So TDOT came, they threw away all of the items that were around the exit ramps. OHS helped them move into temporary housing at the roadway. And then MMPD has been patrolling the area to make sure nobody comes back and thinks we can pop up here. You can't. So it's been a great joint effort, and that's how we're keeping things moving in the right direction. Teamwork.
Okay. That's good to know. Good to know. So, Century Farms, I know, who idea was it to do all these roundabouts?
So the roundabouts have become popular since last term because they're a measure of slowing people down.
Okay, I like that.
You have to slow down to merge into a roundabout and go around it. So when I went to school in Massachusetts, they call them rotaries, and they've had them for years. And you're supposed to fly in and fly out. And here people get confused and they slow down and they stop, and it makes it very herky-jerky. But you are supposed to seamlessly get on and get off.
So does it also, because I went to a conference in Indiana and I didn't see hardly any street lights. Everything was a roundabout. So does that save on, I want to say, electricity?
It's really about the traffic study. Okay. So our Nashville Department of Transportation, which we created last term, they'll come out and they'll do a traffic study and say, what works best here? Is it a roundabout or is it a traffic light? And they'll make that determination.
Okay.
So I want to dive into this real quick. How's the council dealing with job security and creating jobs in the workforce right now? Is Antioch going to be able to create? I know we have with the In and Out, because that thing is jumping right now. So I know.
All of Century Farms is job creation. It's right there in front of you. Every person that's working in a store in Tanger and Pop Stroke and all those fast food restaurants and all the new
The
stuff
nail
that's coming,
salons,
building, the construction, all of it.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah, we are an economic driver now.
Economic driver, and we were not, y'all. That is so huge for Antioch, y'all. And one thing that I do want to say, y'all, Antioch used to be one of the most thriving areas of Nashville, and we're back, y'all.
Yes.
And it is so exciting to know this. Councilwoman, you said a couple of things that's gonna stand in my number one stand up for me. It always is economics. To do business in Antioch is going to be hard for African Americans and diverse groups to get, business opportunities now in this area, or is it going to be easier for us to get better opportunities in this area now?
So, I think you already know the answers to that question as you
come on.
asked it. So, it's a balance, because when nobody was here, everyone was like, well, how come we can't get? Because nobody's here. And so without the density, they're not bringing the business. And then if they bring the business, the next question they're saying is, do we have enough people out of the people that are here to pay for whatever it is that we're bringing on a nightly basis? Because none of our places are only open for a few days a week. They're open every single day.
Yes.
So whenever you see a new development and the businesses that come, and it's based on that. What I would say is, if you've got an older strip mall that has space, it is easier. If you're an entrepreneur and you're just getting started, that older space is an easier space to rent out. If you have a good landlord that's willing to work with you on that rent, and you know that you've got the regular income to pay that rent, that's where you want to go. You want to go to like the Priest Lake Plaza that's on the corner of Murfreesboro Road and Bell Road. Like, that's an older shopping center. They haven't made huge investment in it yet, so their rents are still reasonable.
Right.
That's what you're looking for, unfortunately. If it's brand new, you can forget it. Like, it's brand new, they're going to want brand new prices. Even if it's brand new prices for Antioch, they're going to be significantly more inexpensive than if you were renting downtown, but it's still going to be a new facility, so they're still going to want to get their money off of that space.
So, quickly, places like that's been around, like Chuck E. Cheese, is still surviving.
Chuck E. Cheese is going nowhere. Like the Red Lobster on the corner.
I'm gonna say Red Lobster is still there, Olive Garden, all those places. So
they're not going
this
anywhere.
new stuff is not interfering. Maybe it's going to push businesses. Give them more business.
It
now.
gives you opportunity. Here's the thing about community: you can't have all of one thing. The longest time, everyone said, oh, Antioch, that's where you go to get affordable stuff. Translation, that's where you go to get cheap stuff. That's where you go to drop off whatever is the least of what you produce. Look at some of the things that were so-called new in the last 10 years. All of it was vinyl siding. They weren't doing brick, weren't doing stone. They weren't making the investment. It was cheaply made. And then that builder, you go to another community and you saw brick and you saw hardy board. And then, I had this conversation with a developer, and they wanted to be a part of another project. And I was like, and they asked, well, how come you didn't ask me? I said, because what you built me, the last thing was cheap, and I'm trying to elevate us. And if that's not what you're willing to offer us, then no, I'm not coming to you. And they were like, well, we got this. And I said, but you didn't give it to us. You may have that someplace else, but you didn't bring it to us. And so that's the thing that you have to be mindful of in this position, is balance. I can't have a bunch of small brand new homes that people are going to say, I love living in Antioch, but this house is too small and there's nothing bigger for me to grow my family into. Have to figure out how you build bigger and more expensive so you can have a balance and say, oh, we've got some homes that are affordable on this end, and we've got some homes that are expensive over here, so you can have multiple socioeconomic levels. That's a balanced community. You put everything that you think is inexpensive in one area, you're not going to get any of the new things that you want.
So basically that translates to, we will have some mansions coming to Antioch, people. I want you all to understand what that is saying. We will have mansions, meaning 5-bedroom homes that's going to be here. Am I correct, Council?
Yes. There's actually a community that's off of Cane Ridge Road right now. called Briar Creek, and I believe some of the homes in there are 5 bedrooms, and all of those homes are 3-car garages. Now, wait for it. And here's the danger. That's not my district. However, they were allowed to build all of those homes with vinyl. That would have been something that I would have said, if you plan on being here, you're going to agree to only hardy board.
Yeah.
With some brick, with some stone. Because the very same builder built another community down the street, and that's all that's in there. There are no vinyl homes in that community. So then you turned around and built 5-bedroom vinyl covered houses. When I saw those developers, I told them, I said, that community is ugly. It's garbage. And after you built us that nice community, that's what you thought we deserved? And they were like, well, and I was like, I mean, there's no there's the other community you built. And then there's this, because you thought you could do that with us. And those individuals want to be a part of another project. And I said, here are your conditions. And if you don't get it together, and I made it so they had to do it by putting it in the legislation. You can't do vinyl at all. So they can't do us dirty on my project. But it offends me every time I think about that project. 3-car garages, 5-bedroom homes. And you thought all we deserved was vinyl?
Right.
You have to be willing to fight. You have to be willing to tell people, I will not accept your less than. Not everybody's willing to do that. I am.
Yes, and as an African-American young lady, what's the pushback that you get out here doing this job? Because you are serving in a capacity that you have to deal with a lot of diverse men. I know you do with dealing with the homeowners, with the constructions and everything. What's the pushback that you get as an African-American young lady dealing out here with these young? Because I'm gonna be honest with you real quick. When we walked in the restaurant and saw you, we hadn't seen you for a while, and I saw you at the table with this young man, and I couldn't engage. I was trying to gauge your expression on your face, but I just really couldn't catch it. I don't know if you was frustrated or you was into the conversation. So I'm gonna let you answer that question real quick. I had to get a little, I'm gonna let you answer that.
And I can't remember now who I was meeting with. I can't remember if I was meeting with a reporter, if I was meeting with a developer. I can tell you, I don't have problems.
Come on, girl.
It's not to be arrogant. It's just my personality. So my job is to take care of my constituents. I'm here to do business. So you're not going to condescend to me. We're going to do business. My no is my no. My yes is my yes. I'm very consistent in that way. I will tell you up front, again, what it is that will be acceptable to me. If you give me anything other than that, I'm not interested. And don't waste my time and give me anything less than what I asked for. I'm telling you the things that have worked, the things that community wants, the things that the community needs. It is that simple. And what's interesting, I have to go to a meeting this week with another council member because we share a street. So whatever gets built on either side, right, affects the other district. And this council member is not the way that I just described. So for me, my process with a developer is you have to meet with me. You have to show me what it is that you want. So you're going to tell me what the idea is, and then I'm going to say, okay, then you bring the renderings to me. Then I'll tell you if the renderings work, if the materials are what they need to be. And then I'll let you come to a community meeting, and then you can present it to the community, and then you can get feedback from there. And if they're good with it, then we move forward. I don't allow people to come to a meeting with a project I've never seen before or an idea for something. Never. It sounds like an idea has been proposed, and because it's on a shared road, I'm going to go, but I'm already going to tell them no, because they are saying we're not sure if it'll be rental or if it'll be for sale. And so now my colleague was like, but feel free to tell them, whatever you want to tell him, so that I'm the heavy. But I'm comfortable saying no. And my statement will very clearly be, are these for sale? It's a yes or no question. If you tell me something about the market will dictate it, well, then you come back to me when the market's dictated that it's for sale. We don't need to talk about anything else. Otherwise, I'll kill it if you try and bring it to council. It'll be that simple for me. No one has time to waste. We're here for finite time. We get 4 years a clip. So you cannot waste time. You need to be efficient to be able to bring things to the community, because all this back and forth, by the time you're finished with all the yik yak, you might have lost 7 or 8 months. Versus working on something, knowing what the community, you've heard the community say, we don't like this, and we want this, and this. You work with the developer, put all that stuff together. By the time you bring it to the community's like, okay. And maybe they have 1 or 2 tweaks and you move on. And so initially when I got in office, there were some people that were like, well, you just moved too fast. And I was like, or you move too slow. I don't have enough time to not make decisions when we know that this community is in need, when we've lost all of our big box stores, when we don't have any more restaurants. I mean, when Logan's closed, all that was left was the Olive Garden down the street.
Yeah.
So we don't have time to dilly-dally.
Yes.
So I know you got to get out of here, Councilwoman. So what's next for you? Because I know because you've done 2 terms. So is that...
Yes. So you should know.
Because I got one up for you. Yeah, come on.
You should know that right now we are waiting to hear back from the Supreme Court next month, Tennessee, as to whether or not we're going to be able to be a body of 40. In 2022, we had a vote about hosting the RNC here in Nashville. And we voted against it. Our punishment was that the state decided to file a bill to cut us in half. They've always been able to do it. They just never did it before. And so they filed it. It first came back as, this is what's going to happen. You guys are going to get cut in half. We appealed it. The appeal came back. You can stay the same. And now, the appeal came back saying, no, you're going to be 20. So then we went and asked the Supreme Court if we could present to them. They have said yes. They have been working on it now for a couple of months. I don't believe that we get to stay a body of 40. I believe we get cut to 20, which means we'll be condensing districts, and the county breakup will be different. But it's in the charter, we're part-time. So if we get cut into 20, we will become full-time. That's one. We will get paid more money. And depending on how the charter goes, it could be that in getting cut to 20, the clock gets reset. And maybe we vote that people that are second termers now could have a first term in the new districts. But that's a charter committee conversation that's taking place right now.
Okay.
So we'll see. The way the charter is written now, it says you cannot serve more than 2 consecutive terms. So if the definition of term, given that we'll go from part-time to full-time, changes, that might open the door for opportunity. To answer your question, I'm going to run for something else.
I figured you would.
There's other work to be done.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Stay tuned.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Good question. Before we get you out, I got one other thing for you as well. With the emerging thing with AI coming on the scene, you know that AI is really, really going to be a big driver. They say it would change the way we look at America by 2030. Dangerous. So you being part of our government, how big is AI going to really be in the next 5 to 10 years? And do you suggest that we really dive into understanding AI and getting into this more? What's your thoughts? What's your ideas about AI?
Does that affect you at all?
It doesn't affect us as representatives, right? AI can't replace us. But when you start talking about jobs,
absolutely.
And what does that look like? You saw Walmart Kroger tried to have the mostly self checkout, but that has been pulled back. You've seen people come back.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think many tools have been created that are meant to make our lives easier. I think that was what the internet was intended to do. And then it created anonymous chat rooms where people could be filled with hate and you didn't know where it was coming from, right? I think AI is dangerous because I think someone's going to misuse it. And, me personally, when I saw iRobot with Will Smith, I was like, that's our future. It's bad. Robot losing its mind, trying to take over, that kind of stuff. If that's what is being done in laboratories right now, that's concerning. How many years ago was that? Now here we sit and we've got AI and people are trying to design robots and all of these things. It's even for students, right? ChatGPT, and people are not critically thinking and turning in homework assignments from ChatGPT, but teachers are catching it and saying, this isn't how you speak, right? So this is not how you speak. It's not how you write.
Right.
So even then you think about writing some legislation or whatever, you're still going to have to be able to fact check. You can't just replace humans. You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
We are complex creatures. And one of the concerns that I have heard is that some of the early AI models are starting to think on their own. They're starting to do their own thing. And these early AI people are saying, this is a bad move. This is probably going to be a problem, right? But they're on the forefront because they were doing it first. And everyone else is like, this is going to be so great. This is going to be so great. And I think we're going to have some lessons. We're going to have some lessons about what happens when we decide to just let machines run our world and make decisions on certain things. So it's about wisdom and discernment. Where do you need assistance that can be automated, and where do you need a human mind that can critically think in a moment that it's needed?
Okay, that's a great assessment. Great assessment.
Well, we want to thank you so much. We know you got to get out of here. We just appreciate you taking the time. This stuff can go on and on and on and on. Yeah.
We do want you to give a conclusion tonight, before you walk out this door on us, and just give a conclusion to our listeners and let them know anything you want to let them know great about what's coming to the Antioch area, what's coming in your life, what God is doing. And then, young lady, we will let you leave. We truly appreciate you. We want to let our listeners, WFTB 104.1 FM tab, let you all know we thank you all for listening. Our first guest for the month, for the year, has been exciting. Councilwoman Joyce, girl, give us your conclusion. I appreciate you tonight so much.
Get ready, and I appreciate you guys inviting me. So we were meant to cross paths.
Yes.
Our first building for Chinatown will be opening in a couple of weeks. So anyone that wants to learn about what's going on should follow me on Facebook on Councilwoman Joy Styles for District 32, Styles for 32 on Instagram, and I am always posting the latest and the greatest. I will be posting the exact date for the opening of that building. It's Pan Asian Supermarket. It's going to have a 3,500 square foot food court in there. It's going to be Japanese, Chinese, Thai, Vietnamese, Korean.
Wow.
All of that is going to be there. The second building that's under construction will be fast Asian food. It has a beautiful gazebo. All these materials were purchased and shipped over from China. So the third building, they will break ground for that this year. And so there's going to be an even bigger gazebo than the one that's on site now. And there'll be open green space behind that. And the new building will have a bakery and a spa and some retail and a community room that can be rented out, and the corporate offices for our little local Nashville Chinatown, which is, different than your traditional blocks and blocks of a city, but it's a reason to come out to Antioch and to have that vibe, because we don't have that anywhere else. It's going to be the only one in the state. Wow. So how about that? And I really enjoy being number one. So let's just keep this train going.
Amen. I like that.
She done got me super excited, y'all. Like we say, you have been listening to WFTB 104.1 FM, Tab Nashville Gospel Radio. Antioch, get ready, y'all. Y'all be blessed out there, and we love you all. I told y'all it was going to be a good conversation. Sacrificial Conversations. Did you subscribe yet? Hit that like button. You might get something that's going to help your life. Y'all be blessed.